Okay, I'm making 2 videos today. You better be fucking grateful. This is gonna be the pilot episode to What If Naruto Was in Azur Lane. In this AU, Naruto is not gonna be stupid. He's gonna have beyond Minato intelligence. And in terms, this is Naruto when he's 12. Naruto ran from the village. He doesn't want to deal with it because of all the abuse he was having. Minato Kushina, and I'm just gonna say he had two sisters called Menmo Mito. No, Narumi and Mito. That's the name of them. Narumi and Mito. Narumi and Mito. Only Narumi. Actually, only Narumi was nice to him. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say this. They both hated him because I'm not gonna forget. The only person who was nice to him was Tsunade, and she taught him jutsus, which are gonna come in useful later. She taught him chakra scalpels and how to use them, and as well as the power of healing. He was basically Tsunade level, which really shocked her. How this kid was this good at this age, at his age. And when he was running, he saw a lake, and this lake, when he saw it, he felt like he needed to jump in, and so he did so. And this is before the graduation exam, by the way. And in this, they all ignored him, actually. I'm just gonna say they didn't hate him, they all ignored him in this. They didn't really pay him any mind. And in terms, Naruto saw this, he felt to jump in. And he found this place was like an endless ocean, which really shocked him, because this is supposed to be a lake. Not, like, sure, it wasn't ever said anything about this lake, but he saw it, and he was sure it shouldn't have been this deep. But yet, it's here. This deep. He keeps on swimming, and he doesn't feel his like he's running out of air at all. He's swimming down. He's swimming and swimming and swimming. Before he knows it, it's been 2 hours of him continually swimming without a real goal in his mind. He just felt like he had to do this. And then he saw something. He saw a white cube. And by the way, if anyone has watched Azur Lane, you know what this is. The Wisdom Cube, if I believe it, that's what it's called. The Wisdom Cube, he saw this, and he was shocked about this. He did not believe what the hell he was seeing. He saw just a white cube floating in there without moving a single direction. And he got closer to it, and then he touched it. But when he touched it, two other cubes appeared in a triangle formation. There was an orange one, then there was a black one, a pitch black one, nothing else. Just a pure white cube, a pitch black one, and an orange one that showed some form of yellow. But he wasn't concerned about that. He was more concerned with how these things were. And then eventually he heard something. He heard a small blow, or very light blow the wind I was feeling, and heard a bird chirping. Well, I think they have birds in Azur Lane, so I'm gonna just say that. And he hears this, and he's confused. He's not sure what is happening, but He knows this isn't something that should be happening at all. Huh. He wakes up and he looks around, and he's confused. He appears to be floating in water on top of the water's surface. Like, not a part of him is wet though, which is weird to him. By the way, he's not wearing a goddamn pure white jumpsuit. He's not wearing the jumpsuit, the black and orange jumpsuit. He's wearing, he's wearing somewhat normal looking clothes, I guess you can say. Well, not for the Azur Lane universe, but I guess you can say in the Naruto universe. He's wearing a style of clothing which is completely black. His entire thing is completely black. He has white. He has some white streams flowing down his shirt. He has a long sleeve shirt, may I add. Or no, he's wearing a black shirt under it, with white streams on the jacket of it. It's a hooded jacket, yes, not very long to the bottom, but it is a normal, I guess you can say, jacket you would buy in our world. And he's wearing that. It has two white streams, not in the middle, but two white streams. I would like to say, just look at your wrist. You see the middle part? That part is black of the jacket, and then right off, like put your two like index and thumb together. That would be where the black is, and then the two white streams are right on the corner of it. They're pretty large in size, but that's on both of the sleeves. They go up to him and on top of the hoodie. And there also is a fox mask on the side of his face. And the pants he wears has two white streams on the side of them. Actually, no, two white streams on the front of them. Same pattern as his jacket, which he's finding more and more odd. And then he has normal shinobi shoes, but they're just black instead. Nothing else, just black. And then he sees an island, and he's wondering why the hell he's floating. He doesn't want to try and get up, but he knows how to swim, but he doesn't want to get his clothes wet. So he tries to stand up, because he's seen shinobi do this when he watches them. And I'm going to just say my guy was also his friend too. Not Kakashi though. My guy was his friend. And in terms, they made a very good. It was like somewhat like a Rock Lee and my guy Bond. And in terms, they were honestly very good. I guess you could say they had a very good friendship. My guy taught him how to use the gates, and he gave him instructions on how to use the gates. Naruto could actually use 7 at this point. He could go to 8, and he knows how to get to 8, but he didn't do it. Because my guy he knew about the Nine Tails, and he trained them for that. He knew he could handle it for that reason. Because then Kurama, this one version is a guy. Kurama was having quite a bit of fun with the kid. He was nice. By the way, this is a more understanding Nine Tails. And he has fun. They're both really good friends. And Kurama wakes up like, Naruto, what the hell am I? Where the hell are we? I don't sense any chakra signatures anywhere. Wait, I don't even sense any chakra signatures in this whole goddamn world. This place, this is not the elemental nations. Where is this? I don't know. I was trying to escape the villagers. Well, let's get to the island really quick. By the way, and also Kurama taught him Yang release. Yin Yang release. He didn't teach him any chakra natures, but he taught him how to create stuff. So, you know where this is going. He goes to the island, he's exploring it, and he feels odd because he doesn't need to eat. He doesn't feel the urgency to eat right now, but it's because for some reason the cubes he touched, he must have thought the cubes he touched might have reduced his appetite, which is partially right. he does not need to eat that much anymore because of the cubes. But in terms, this also is somewhat helpful, but I'll get more into it. He is walking around the island, and he's having kind of fun being all alone, having peace and quiet. Though he does miss Tsunade and Shizune and my guy, but he's fine with this. And in terms, he finds a way to. Then he needs to build a house, so he uses Yang release to make a decently sized house on the side of the cliff. But Kurama taught him more about sealing too. He taught him about sealing and all that. Because Kurama's been alive for a long time and he knows sealing. I'm gonna make him. And he uses seal to conceal the place from the outside. And also, the way to get to it is quite weird. I can say it's on the side of a mountain. So he uses a part of the mountain. He uses seal, and the stairs come out of the mountain and take a lead to the house with railing just in case. And in terms for this, that makes it better and firm because it's more secretive. And then, by the way, this takes place about 4 years before Azur Lane. The stories of Azur Lane, as far as we know them from the first episode of the anime. And I'm gonna just say 2 years go by, or with him being peaceful, he's made friends with all the animals. He is only the old animals he eats, and he puts them out of their misery, and they all understand this. That's on the island, and they're all friends with him. That's why he's mostly outside there meditating. He actually has a sage mode, the fox sage mode. Sure, it becomes more predatorial, but he's controlled that, and he's become more with the animals. Also, he's got 9 flowing tails behind him, much like Kaga and Akage. I think that's what their names are. So, yeah. But in terms, they're quite nice in terms of this. And then one day he sees a ship. He's seen the ship. And by the way, he's trained in his ships. His ships are nothing like the one he's seeing. He's confused. Sorry for getting out there, I needed to do something. But he sees a ship on the horizon, and he is nothing like his ships that he can deploy, which Sherma has also trained him in. He keeps them in a remote area with Funjutsu active, so he did so. In case if anything sees them, they can't, or can sense them. The ship looks damaged, it's heading for land, then it goes back into something, and it hits, it just, there's like a little coast there, which is tight barely enough for the ship to fit in, and it docks there. Naruto's watching this from the shade of the trees. By the way, in these 2 years, Naruto has been he's basically a double S class ninja back in Konoha. So I want to say this, he's basically double S class. So he's staying there. He's basically a sensor and a stealth ninja. So yeah, don't worry about it. Anyways, he's watching this ship, and then a girl who looks like she's wearing a type of, like, what's the easiest way to put it? Revealing, like a dress shirt that's kind of revealing for a lady with a skirt. Then there's a tie on it between the collar, and then she's wearing a jacket that has 2 slits on the bottom that let it flow. And he's watching this, and she has pale silver or silky white hair with purplish eyes. He's watching this and he sees the lady collapse. He's like, do I make contact, Karma? Like, kid, do it. You haven't talked to anyone in like years. True. Might as well. I need the contact. And yeah, he goes in. He helps her up. And the ship, he seals the cave entrance with Earth style. He knows how to do that. And so none of the ships. So then two ships come by until they're searching for her. And yeah, the ships go past the island because they don't see any ship outside. So they're like, oh wait, she didn't do that. Because I'm gonna say in the rules of Azur Lane, they can't be within a mile of land, and their sensors detected that there was a whole mile of opened land everywhere within the mainland of the island, like 2 and 1.5 miles. So all the trees were within a mile. Naruto is just that good at stealth, and they just they go past them. And this was none other than the sirens. Naruto didn't want to fight with them, though he does fight with the sirens all the time. He has not shown himself to any of the factions: Dragon Emperor, Eagle Union, Iron Blood, Sakura Empire, and Royal Navy. He has not shown himself to one of them, and he just stays in the shadows, deals with sirens, and leaves before anyone spots him. And if they're about to come in, he leaves. He just disappears, and he doesn't really do much. He disappears without a trace, and everyone is kind of questioning who the hell has been doing all this, and no answers have been given yet. So in terms of this, he's a very, very powerful person. He can go toe to toe with an army about of 10 sirens, and only by himself, and he can defeat all of them with ease. If they're all about destroyers, actually I would say if they're all aircraft carriers. This is like, I guess, more the generals of the sirens. It isn't the commanders yet. The full masterminds behind the sirens is just like more general or commanders, not the generals or leaders, but the commanders pretty easily. And yeah, he takes this lady towards his house, which his house is conveniently close to it. At the side of the island that they're on, he puts her in a bed. I'm sorry about that. More or less, this is uh like that. I'm sorry about that. I had to cut out for a second. Anyways, the thing is, he put her on the bed, like not a bed. He kept her on the living room, and he just has her there with treatment going on. He uses medical ninjutsu to heal her injuries. In terms, healing her ship as well. And you can just see it disappearing and going back to the place. And then she wakes up. And she's looking around. She sees him and she realizes she can't call her ship. And then she slowly backs up and he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. By the way, he has his... You know the armor I mentioned in multiple series? The Lycan armor, Silent Shadow armor I mentioned? Just imagine it without the crown. He doesn't use the crown in this. He has knowledge of this, but he doesn't use the crown because he doesn't feel like he's worthy to take up the Lycan name because he isn't the full version of Star. He just has merely the memories and some of the abilities of him. And yeah, I'm gonna give him breathing styles too. You'll see what I can do with those. But anyways, he's talking to Enterprise. The lady's revealed to be Enterprise in this. He's talking to her. He gets her calmed down. He talks to her. They have tea, and they're fine. She realizes he's not a threat. He's just trying to live here. And like, why don't you join one of us? Like, Oh no, no, no. I'm part of my own faction. Hmm? I'm part of the Silent Shadows, though I'm only one thing, or one ship. A part of it, I can easily take on sirens. About 10 aircraft carriers, and 10 aircraft carriers and 2 super carriers. What? That shouldn't be a thing. What? Like, yeah, don't worry about it. But I'm not here to harm you. I just saw you were being chased, and I guess there were sirens. Or, I not guessed, I know there's sirens. So I got you out of there. So, yeah. I say we should, keep this, um, brief. Or if you want to talk more here. Like, oh, what's this? A cell phone. You can use it to contact me anywhere, anytime. Don't worry about it. Just trust me. Just make sure you don't show it to anybody, please. Like, uh, alright. She lets him in. He does explain to her his backstory, and she feels sorry for him. By the way, the other cubes represent a version of him. Yin resembles the good. The white cube is yin, black cube is yang. The orange cube is actually balance. It's his balance between those two. So he can reason completely well. Though, well, the white one and black one do have a bit of fighting, but they do agree on some things and multiple times. And in terms, he keeps make sure they sorry about that. He makes sure they also have safety involved in this. Make sure they're safe. So, yeah, he does help them out, so he's grateful to them. And in terms, they all. I would just say this enterprise within the next 2 years talks to them. She talks to Naruto quite frequently, and she makes sure no one's around when she does this, or when she's alone traveling alone on her ship. She calls him, and they talk. They have good times, and she does come over sometimes and talk to him, which she does like a lot. So, yeah, this does feel he does feel attraction to her, which is quite odd for him. Because I'm gonna say he never liked Sakura. He never liked anyone. And in terms, he doesn't know why, but he feels nice when she's around. But this is they're talking, and she gets a call about some form of a sock. She overhears transmission between Eagle Union and Royal Navy that Sakura Empire is attacking a base, and she's close by, so she heads over to it. And then she told him she'll come call him back later, like he's all right. And he said all right, and he's just sitting there on the balcony, enjoying a cup of. I'm gonna say enjoying a cup of Thai tea because he likes it. But I'm gonna cut this here, guys, because it's kind of like 11 a.m. Or not 11 a.m. It's kind of 12 a.m. 11. No, not 12. It's 11 p.m. My bad. So I should really be getting to sleep. Have a good night, guys, and have a good day.